You're looking at how the student divided their 100 study hours across 4 subjects. Your job, figure out how much time they spent on English. Zero in on English section. What percentage does it show? Now think, how does that percentage translate into hours? If you said 15 hours, spot on. And here's why. English accounts for 15%, and 15% of 100 is, you guessed it, 15 hours. You're given an abstract square design with one section removed. Your goal, figure out which one of the 4 options completes the image perfectly. Here's how we're gonna solve it. Examine the shapes closely. Which option matches the angles, lines, and positioning of the missing part? If you have selected option C, you're absolutely right. It's the only shape where every angle and line matches perfectly. Shopping math time. Ever wonder how tax sneaks into your final bill? Let's find out with this quick problem. You're buying a jacket that costs $80. The sales tax, 8.5%. So what is the total you actually pay? Let's run through the numbers, and no need to panic, it's just a little percentage math. Here's how you solve it. 8.5% of $80 is $6.80. Add this to the price, and you will get final answer, $86.80. That's how tax adds up. Now you won't be surprised at the checkout. You see 4 clocks. In each one, a hand has moved, but only one clock shows a perfect 180-degree turn. Can you find the right one? Look at the start and end points. Remember, a 180-degree movement means a straight line flip across the clock face. If you have picked clock B, you got it. That hand travels from 12 to 6, exactly a halfway around. That's your 180-degree turn. Stack up your brain power. Here's the visual riddle. How many blocks will be in the force figure? Watch closely. Each shape grows by adding a new row. First has 1 block, then 2 more, then 3 more. What's next? Yep, 4 blocks added to the pile. So the total is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10 blocks. And the correct answer here is choice D, 10. It's all about building layer by layer. Guess what? It's time for math with pens and pencils. It's all about comparing costs and splitting things fairly. Here's what we told. 3 pencils cost as much as 2 pens, and 1 pen costs $2. So, what's the price of 1 pencil? Here's the trick. 2 pens cost $4 total. That's what 3 pencils cost. So just divide that $4 by 3, and boom, each pencil costs $1.33. The final answer is choice C. Pen or pencil, it pays to break things down. It's time for a quick visual logic challenge. Can you spot the sequence that breaks the pattern? Here's the rule. Every time you see a dark shape, the one after must be light. Simple, right? Look closely through each sequence. A and B follow the rule. D ends with the dark shape, no problem. But C starts with the dark shape and then another dark shape. That is the rule breaker. That's why C is the correct answer. 2 dark shapes in a row? Can't have that. Keep it light after dark. Which hill will give the cyclist the highest speed at the bottom, assuming no friction and no air resistance? A cyclist's final speed depends on the vertical height descended, not the steepness of the hill. A long, gentle hill allows the cyclist to accelerate gradually and continuously without interruption. This smooth descent leads to the highest speed at the bottom when friction and air resistance are ignored. The correct answer here is choice B. Why does a longer, shallower ramp makes it easier to lift a heavy object to the same height? Here's the riddle of physics in everyday life. Push a box up a steel ramp and it feels like a workout. But stretch that ramp out, make it longer and shallower, and suddenly it's easier. Why? Because while the height is the same, you're spreading the work over a long distance. This reduces the force you need to apply it at any moment. The total work doesn't change, but the ramp gives you mechanical leverage. The correct answer here is choice C. In the parallel circuit shown, a battery is connected to 3 identical bulbs, one in each branch, with equal wiring and no other components. Which bulb will shine the brightest? In a parallel circuit, each branch receives the full voltage from the battery, so all identical bulbs shine with equal brightness, and the correct answer here is choice D. Let's test your logical reasoning with this clever question. It sounds strange at first, but the clues are all there, but only if you pay attention. I have keys but open no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but never go outside. What am I? Pause for a second. What do you think? Each clue sounds familiar. Keys, space, enter. But think about how they might connect in a non-literal way. And you probably would like to see answer choices. Here they are. A house. B, a book. C, a keyboard. Or D, a puzzle. And now I'll set a timer for you to solve it on your own. Here's what's puzzling about this question. A house has rooms, but not keys without locks. A book can be entered with imagination, but does it really have a space? A puzzle might be tricky, but where are the keys? One of these answers has all 3, keys, space, and enter, but none of them mean what they usually do. And the correct answer here is choice C, a keyboard. Here's a quick thinking question that sounds playful at first, but don't let it catch you off guard. Read carefully. What has hands but doesn't clap? What's your best guess? It's easy to jump to conclusions, but slow down and think. This isn't about real hands. It's about what word hands could mean in a different context. And here are your options. A robot. B, a statue. C, a clock. Or D, a puppet. Take a few seconds to work it out. Are you ready? Let's think carefully through each choice. A robot has mechanical hands, and some can definitely clap. A statue? Possibly, but many statues show hands posed or even touching. A puppet? Same deal. It's designed to move and perform actions like clapping. But only one of these has hands that are purely symbolic. They show motion, but don't move themselves. The correct answer here is choice C, a clock. Consider the following sequence. 2, 4, 16. And then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate out of 4 possible choices. A, 32, B, 64, C, 256, or D, 1024. Can you try to solve it on your own and choose the right answer? The pattern here is very simple, but only for those who view it from the right perspective. But I'm pretty sure you're one of them. Take a close look at the first 2 numbers. 2 squared equals 4. In fact, the next number is obtained by squaring the previous number. 4 squared equals 16. Can you guess what the missing number would be? 16 squared equals 256. Let me ask you this. Do you have a curious mind? Can you continue the sequence? Can you post the next number in comments? And what I'll do for you, I'll share with you the right answer. It's a choice C, 256. Consider the following pyramid. The bottom row of the pyramid has numbers 1, 1, and 2. Middle row has numbers 1 and 2. And the top number in the pyramid is missing. You need to calculate the missing number and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. A1, B2, C3, or D4. Can you try to solve it on your own and choose the right answer? It's a clear solution, but only to those who look at it the right way. I'm pretty sure you're one of them, though. Take a close look at the pyramid. From the larger pyramid, you can form smaller pyramids. For example, 1, 1, and 1 would be a smaller pyramid. And the number in the top of the small pyramid is calculated as multiplication of the bottom numbers. Let's look at the example. 1 multiplied by 1 equals 1. Let's look at the next small pyramid. 1 multiplied by 2 equals 2. And the missing number can be calculated as 1 multiplied by 2 and would also equal 2. And the correct answer here is choice B, 2.
Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.